What's up? Like I said before, in my last one, I was gonna make two more. This is another, well, not even another part of the other one, but it's just another part of the other. Basically, what I was talking about before with reflection and whatnot. With this one, I said always tell the truth no matter what. Stay with me, because obviously, what I wrote was as someone who is a liar, I can definitely say that telling the truth is the best thing to do. Regardless of the situation, it will definitely feel good since the beginning of 2024, I was more honest. November of 2024, I was completely honest. No matter what, and I found that it's freeing. Not having to worry or keep up with the lies. All you do is tell the truth and that's it. There's nothing more to it. Yeah, that was only like 400 words. I don't really have. I generally don't really have much to really say about it, other than I wish I found it sooner. Because I'm more, I'm more at peace when it comes to like when people ask me shit. Because I'm just like this, and then that's it. Like there's no like me having to keep up, and then them telling someone else, and then me having to say the same thing, or remember that I said the same thing. It's weird. It's very weird. At least to me, I don't really know how I kept it up as much as I did. Now that I think about it, because that shit is so annoying. I feel like I probably should have stopped a while ago though, just simply because, like, just simply because I got to a point where I just didn't care. Literally, I got to a point where, which I feel like would be the same point of like, maybe you should just stop lying then if you just don't care anymore. Yeah, but I can definitely confirm that like I can confirm that telling the truth is a lot better. Not even for like just you, like just not even like as a person, but I can like in I feel like in a relationship it's probably the most important. Like depending on what it is, I guess, because like some things are like basically done deals, or at least some things. I guess I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. It depends on the person you're with. It more or less depends on how. It depends on how honest or like how the truth works with them, like how much they actually, um, what's the word? Care about it. I guess we're gonna go with that. It's gonna basically more or less how like how much someone cares about like the truth, because depending on what it is, the person could forgive you if you told them the truth. I'm not saying that that's what happens. I'm not saying that that's a guaranteed thing, obviously, but it's definitely it's definitely one of those things that's better. And even if you're doing it now, like I'm telling you, do like be like be honest for like a month. Be honest for like a month. Give it a month's stretch, and then see how you feel like after. Cause it's just it's better if I'm being honest. Like not having anything to hide, not having like there's which is weird because I don't really know why I forgot that feeling. Cause like in a relationship, either side is gonna ask for like well either side will be suspicious of the other person doing something. Obviously, that's we've talked about this with habit and shit like that. So it makes sense. But there's something, I don't know. There's something not fascinating, but not funny either. But there's something like there's a feeling you get when like your significant other tells you to like that wants to like go through your phone, and there's something about just like grabbing your phone and just, I'm not gonna say chucking it at them, but like I guess tossing it at them. I don't know. There's something about like tossing your phone at your significant other and then telling them what the password is, and then you kind of just go about your day. You were like it was just like, it's like if your significant other told you to take out the trash or something. Like it's like that. It's just like, okay, here, you already know the password, or the password is, you know, I don't know. Like I usually use the fucking like the numbers, no shit, obviously. But I usually use like the letters are in the numbers, so I'll like try to basically make a word. Like I changed my password recently, cause before it was it was 3327. But now that I think about it, I don't really know what word I was trying to spell, if I'm being honest. Cause what the fuck? I don't even know what I was trying to spell. I was trying to spell something, but I changed it now. It's what is it now? It's like what is it, like 0728. But it's one of those things. It's just, I don't know. There's just something about this. It's weird because it's something like I can't really talk about it because it's just like it's one of those things you have to like experience it yourself, type of thing. I don't really know. I don't know how else to really say it other than that. Like it's something you had to experience. Just because I don't know. There's a certain feeling, but like I don't really know how to really describe it. But it's one of those things where like I don't really know why I went down the way that I did. Cause in the beginning, not even in the beginning, but like, but then again, I don't even know. I don't really know. It's weird because I forgot how that feeling felt. I don't really know why. Or when the switch happened. I wish I knew that. I've changed so much, and I would love to have known like when I've like switched. It's very weird. Cool, but weird at the same time. But it's like, how can I best describe this? It's like when you're in school and the teacher doesn't think you're paying attention, and then they ask you to answer a question thinking that you're not paying attention, and you answer it correctly. It's like that. At least that's the feeling, I guess. At least that's the best I can really do when it comes to what the feeling feels like, or have a relative idea on what it feels like. Because that makes the most sense, at least to me. But then again, I don't know. Oh yeah, I don't really know. It's one of those things where like, it's funny because some people are like amazing liars. Like some people are fucking scary good at it, which is weird. Like, how do you, out of all the things, out of all the things to master, why in the hell is lying the thing that you decided? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna master lying, cause why not? It's just like, what? What the fuck? Why? Why is that something you want to master? But then again, some people don't, which is okay, I guess. But that's just That's simply just me, if I'm being honest. Oh my god. But I don't really know where, not even where, but like when I started like lying and everything, because it wasn't something that I did a bunch of before. It's just kind of something that I think. Now that I think about it, I think I understand. Well, why people will lie at times. It's because most people, well, when they tell the truth, depending on what they've done, if they tell the truth, they get in trouble. But if they lie, they also get in trouble. But it's the fact that there's a chance that you won't. So it's that. It's that. It's the chance to kind of. It's the chance of not getting in trouble, or not having an argument, or whatever the case may be. It's that whole thing, which in a way makes somewhat sense, I guess. But it's different if it's like it's one of those things where it has to kind of make sense, you know. That's the I will say that's probably the hardest thing about if you are a liar. That is probably the hardest thing to do is for it to make sense because it's like when it doesn't make sense, then it comes up like all the time. So it's just like you have to keep having the same story, but if they find something else, then that story makes no sense. So you have to like add shit to it, and it's just like at some point it just becomes a mess. Literally, it literally just becomes a mess after a while. After like I don't even know, like the sixth, seventh version of whatever you said, it just becomes a mess, which makes sense, obviously. But it's one of those things where it's just like, but I feel like that's why most people do it. Is simply because like, which is weird because now that I think about it, arguments are normal. Like having a bunch of arguments, like most people would say that's not normal. I will say arguments are normal. Screaming matches are not. Like arguments are fine. Obviously, they're arguments. Arguments happen. It's whatever. But like arguments are normal in the sense of you can have like a bunch of them, but it's more or less when arguments turn into both of you screaming at each other. That's when it then gets no, like at that point it's not even. It's just one of those things. At the same time, most people when they like were most people when they grew up they weren't like heard ever, so it's more of like a childhood thing. So most people will like be louder, or like if you like match how loud they're being, they'll try to be louder than you until eventually you're both just screaming at each other. For some reason, I don't know why that's something like that, but that seems to be like the reason. Seems to be the reason on like why is because of that mainly. It's because of it's because of just they weren't heard as a kid, but they want whoever they're talking to, like if they're talking to their significant other or somebody, they want to be like heard and everything. Something that they weren't. But it's the fact that you could have somebody, you could have someone actually listen to what you have to say and everything. It just takes a certain person to actually listen to what you're saying. But you don't have to have like having normal um having normal like yelling matches all the time doesn't isn't a normal thing. If I'm being genuinely honest, it's not something that you should be like constantly. I'm not gonna say involved in, but it shouldn't be something that you should be constantly having like, all the time. Like, arguments are fine, but like when it's when you're both like mad at each other and you're both yelling at each other, that's when it gets. That's when it's not as like not normal. That's when it's just not as good in a sense. But also, it's just like, what are y'all screaming at each other for? Like generally, like why are you yelling at each other for? It's weird. I don't know. It's weird, but most people when they see that they'll most people will lie about like stuff that's like small stuff, especially if you know you're gonna have an argument about whatever it is. If it's something small, which could be small to you but isn't small to your partner, which is why I mentioned the whole open discussion thing, because it's just like, you know, if you're gonna like definitely let your partner know like what are things that kind of not kind of but like things that seem small to other people but aren't like they're not small to you, if that makes any fucking sense, because something that could be small to someone else could not be small to you. So if they've done whatever it is and then you ask about it and it's small to them, then they're gonna lie to kind of get away from that whole, just to basically change, just to end that conversation and then go on to a different one, because it's like it doesn't mean anything to them. If I'm being honest, but it really just depends. It really does. It depends on what it is. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Some of these I don't really know like a lot about. Some of them is more or less you have to kind of just go with it. Like some of these are probably gonna be a lot shorter than others, just because it's like it's not much. There's not much I can really say about it. It's more or less of like a feeling that there is. But that's simply just my 5 cents. Ha! I got another video coming after this one. That's probably gonna be made in progress while I'm saying the other one. If I'm being honest. Oh my god! But yeah, I'll definitely talk to y'all later. Also have something to say at the end of the next one as well.